Hey, this is Mr. Bell, Mr. Bell's Math. Just wanted to make a new video for you guys because I know you're anxious to get one. So today we're going to be talking about exponents. And this, hopefully, if I do this quick enough, it's going to be a short video. And I know you all are relieved. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start by just kind of talking about what our essential question is, what I want you to know by the end of the video. Okay, how do you use exponents to represent numbers? All right. So the first thing we need to know is exactly what an exponent or a power is. Okay, a number that is formed by repeated multiplication of the same factor is called a power. Okay, you can use an exponent and a base to write a power. For example, 7 to the third power means the product of 3 sevens. All right, so it's written 7 with a little 3 kind of raised up to the right there. And that's equal to, it's the same exact amount as 7 times 7 times 7. All right, so the base is the number that's being multiplied. That's the 7 in this case. You got 3 of them. The exponent tells how many times the base appears in the expression. Okay, so 7 to the third power means 7 is multiplied 3 times. Not times 3, but 3 times. Okay, 7 times 7 times 7. So how to read the power? 6. I always read, well, I don't always read it one certain way, but I'll read it at least a couple ways. So here I have 6 to the second power, or I can say 6 squared. 6 squared, 6 to the power of 2, 6 raised to the second power. Here we have 7 to the third power, so it's 7 cubed possibly. 7 to the power of 3, or 7 raised to the third power. Now all of these are just different ways of saying the same thing. 9 to the fourth power is 9 to the power of 4, or 9 raised to the fourth power. All right, so let's look at a couple examples here on how to write them, and then how to take a written example and turn it into a power or an exponent. So it says 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. All right, find the base or the number being multiplied. All right, and the base in this case is going to be 3 because all these numbers are 3. And it says find the exponent by counting the number of 3's being multiplied. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it says the exponent is going to be 5. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is the exact same thing as 3, which is the base, to the 5th power, which is your exponent. Okay, 3 to the 5th power. Should be fairly easy. Let's look at another one. This is a fraction. Nothing changes with the fraction. Fractions, it's the exact same thing. Okay, I have a series of fractions being multiplied together. It's the same exact fraction. We can use an exponent to represent it. So it says find the base or the number being multiplied. Well, the base is 4/5, right? The base is 4/5. Find the exponent by counting the number of times 4/5 appears in the expression. So it appears 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So the exponent is going to be 4. Now, the thing is, when you're writing an exponent with a fraction, unless you're raising only either the top or the bottom, you want to go ahead and put it with parentheses. So what I'm saying is, when you write 4/5 and you want to raise the entire fraction to a power, you want to go ahead and put it in parentheses. Otherwise, it's going to look like 4 to the 4th power divided by 5, and that's not what you want to do. You want to raise the 4 and the 5, because that's the way it's written up here. You have the 4 and the 5 repeated all the time. Okay? So, it says to find the value of a power, okay, to find out how much it actually is worth. Remember that the exponent indicates how many times to use the base as a factor. All right? So, now here's a property, something that you need to know. Write this down. Make sure this is in your Cornell notes. This is important. Okay, matter of fact, let me highlight this. Let me just kind of circle around here, because this you need to know, you need to learn, you need to live this, you need to love it. Okay, this is super important. So, what I mean by that is the property of 0 as an exponent. So the value of any non-zero number, okay, non-zero number raised to the power of 0 is going to be 1. So an example of that is 5, which is a non-zero number. Any number that's not 0 raised to 0, the answer is going to be 1. Okay, and that's just a hard, fast rule that we all need to memorize. Okay, so let's look at a couple of examples of how we take numbers that are written as powers or exponents and how you can actually find the value. So it says here, first, for 10 to the 4th power, you want to identify the base and the exponent. So the base is 10. That's the number we're multiplying. 4 is the exponent, and that's how many times we're multiplying the 10. Okay, the base is 10 and the exponent's 4. Evaluate. 10 to the 4th power equals 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Alright, now that's an easy one to do because all you do is count up the zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. My answer is going to have 4 zeros with a 1 in the front. 10,000. Okay, so 4 to the 4th power, alright, a very common mistake, and I'm sure half of y'all are going to do it, is when you just say, oh, 10 to the 4th, that answer is 40. Okay, because you're trying to multiply the 10 times the 4, and that's not how it works. It's 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. The 4 tells you how many times to multiply the base, which is 10. Okay, let's look at this one. Alright, now we got a decimal to the 3rd power. It doesn't change. Okay, it says identify the base and the exponent. Well, the base is 0.4. That's the number we're going to be multiplying. And the exponent is 3, so that's the number raised to the right. So what that's going to tell me is that I have to multiply the 0.4 3 times. Okay, 0.4 3 times. Let me just show you. Alright, so we have 0.4 times 0.4. I multiply those two together. 4 times 4 is 16, 16, carry the 1. 4 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 6. And I have 2 decimal places. So my answer for the first part, that's 2 of the 4s. I got to multiply it times 1 more 4, 0.4. 4 times 6 is 24. 2, 4 plus 2 is 6. And I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 decimal places. 1, 2, 3. So I got to add a 0, add a decimal, and that's what they have up there. Okay. Remember, it means to multiply the base the number of times the exponent is. Okay, so let's look at a couple more examples and we're done. 3/5 to the 0 power. Alright, if you remember just a couple slides ago, I said anything raised to the 0 power is going to be 1. Alright, anything raised to the 0 power is going to be 1. You don't even have to do any math to figure that out. Alright, here we go. Now we got another fraction. 2/3 to the 2nd power. 2/3 to the 2nd power. Identifying the base is 2/3. The exponent tells me how many times I'm going to multiply it. So I'm going to multiply it twice. Okay, now you just follow the rules of multiplication with fractions. You just multiply 2 times 2 and 3 times 3. And you wind up with 4 times over 9. Okay? And that's your answer. And that's all there is to it. So if you have any questions, just email me, let me know. Otherwise, answer the questions with the video are going to be the questions that you need to answer instead of having your questions on the assignment. All right. Thank you. Bye.